What's up, everybody? I'm Mike.
I'm Luke.
Today we are finishing off our OP06 reviews as we review the yellow card pool.
My color.
Your color.
My
that you abandoned all last season. His color.
Yep.
We are going to be looking at each one and ranking them on a scale of 1 to 5 based on their playability as a card within the context of the format, also in the context of an upcoming ban list, which we don't have data on for English yet, when we're recording at least, and also the flavor scale, which is how we gauge how much a character's card invokes the character through the art, the card text, how much an event or an attack or a location invokes that attack, event, or location. Yeah. It just really feels like One Piece when you're playing the card.
Does it pass the vibe check?
The vibe check.
The vibe check.
First up for yellow, Aiza?
Aiza?
We're going with Aiza, folks.
Yep.
A 0 power from 1 with 2,000 counter in Sky Island, which I'm already kind of okay taking that.
That's fine.
With on play, look it up to 1 card from the top of your or your opponent's life cards and place it at the top or bottom of the life cards.
Yep. Cool. We had a pudding like that once, didn't we?
Yeah, we also have Hiyori doing things, and then better ones coming out in the EV and the Three Brothers deck. I'm gonna give it a 1 though, because it's basically a vanilla 2K. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I give this a 1. There's just better 2Ks out there for yellow.
In this set specifically too.
Oh yeah.
This set's been a we talked about it in our last Black video if you haven't watched that. This set's been a masterclass on like designing 2Ks that are 2Ks and then doing non-impressive tool pieces of decks.
2Ks that make you think.
Make you think about life.
Make you think.
Flavor-wise, I don't know who this is, so I can't grade it. I'm gonna say it real quick. I'm a filthy double watcher. I'm gonna call all these guys by their actual names. Dog Storm. 5K for 4 with 1,000 counter. 2 Dawn on when attacking. You may charge 1 card from your hand. KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost equal to or less than the number of your opponent's life cards. Trigger if your opponent has 3 or less life cards. Play this card. Cards are 3 for me.
Cards are 3.
Super playable. One of the highlights, in my opinion, as an uncommon for pre-release coming up. We'll talk about that in a different video.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I would ever run a full set in a deck. I think I would run 2 of, honestly. But I do believe it is a solid 3 card. I like it a lot.
Well, the Wano versions will play a full set.
Oh, yeah,
right? If you're playing like
absolutely.
you're playing through, you just want to like hit counter too.
Oh, yeah. 3-3.
3-3, yeah.
3-3. I mean, he has a sword. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Nami.
Auto and parts.
Altart. Man, if anything, at least Luke enjoys the concept, so I hope you're enjoying the concept.
It was so involuntary.
3K for 2 with 1K power. Straw Hat Crew, not Wano typed, even though it looks like it is. On play, up to one of your leaders or character cards gets banished this turn. It's already like kind of playable. You wish it was like a 2K, right? Trigger!
Oh,
KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less.
See, that trigger's insane, dude.
And the fact that, just for contextual information, that sometimes in some games, you'll hit this in Yamato's life, and Yamato's just like, I just want to hit double attack banish, and he just won't trigger it?
Yeah. The audacity, to be honest, like, I don't know. This card is almost,
this card's a 4.
This card is so close to being a 5. Like so close.
I think normally I would give this thing. Honestly, I'm lower on you. Normally I would give this card a 3 because I think Yamato is the reason it specifically gets pushed up because there's a double attack leader. Yeah. Right. Like it can't be removed. Like characters can be. It's hard to set up a double attack character and then also give a banish rating in. The fact that it's Straw Hat Crew makes me have to put this at 4 now. So there we are. And it's Onami, which doesn't count as Nami.
Oh,
because it's one whole word. It's not 2 separate words. Yeah. So I got to give this a 4 because of that mainly.
I'm giving it a 4 specifically because I'm thinking about the Kaki Kori matchups. I'm thinking about the mirrors. I'm thinking about like all that stuff. KOing that trigger is so insane. That trigger is buck wild.
It's just free Thunderbolt. Yeah. It's like you can just play 8 Thunderbolts if you want.
And that's what people are doing, especially now that Reject is going to be like, you know.
All right, I forgot Reject's going to be banned. Which is good. That card was way too flexible.
It was too good. It was too good. It deserved the ban.
Yeah, deserved.
Yeah, this would be, I think, in my opinion, this would have been the other card that deserved the ban.
Flavor, I give this a 5, honestly. Like Wano Nami is very all about the thunder tempo. Like this feels like when you play it, it feels like a snap moment of the game. Like it feels like lightning fucking struck, dude. Yeah. And yeah, I'm just super about it. I'm giving it a 5.
I'm giving it a 5. It's a beautiful card. It's a gorgeous card.
Yeah. Even the regular one's super cool.
I'm just afraid about all the Nami chasers that are gonna happen, and this card's gonna spike up to like $90 AA.
Kamakiri, 4,000 with slash. Could never kill Buggy.
Can never kill Buggy.
If Buggy ever made it to the Sky Islands, he wouldn't make it. He would make it past this guy, no problem.
The Sky Islands are lucky that Buggy never went up.
I mean, Buggy was supposed to go back and get the Belfry, and he never did.
Yeah, he never did it, but they're so lucky.
They're so lucky.
Specifically,
so lucky these hands didn't come up.
Yeah,
there.
like float up.
4K for 3, 1,000 counter. Activate main once per turn. You can place one stage, but it costs of 1. At the bottom of its order is that KO one of your opponent's character costs a 2 or less. Trigger, you have 2 life. Free roll this card. It hits the Germa Kingdom, which is relevant, question mark.
Hits Thriller Bark. I don't know. We just did that video, so.
I'm gonna give this a 2. I like the general design and the stat line on top of it. It's like super pushed. I mean, it even has trigger to do it. Like,
yeah,
it's super pushed, where I think I have to give it a 2.
Yeah. I give it a 2. They tried, they really tried. And I'm thinking about its pre-release value as well. So I mean, it's a solid.
Kawamatsu is one of the ones I'm pretty sure you don't play, because it also doesn't have counter, unless you can't like get your hands on older cards, which is very, very valid right now, honestly. It's very hard to get crackers at Paris Sparrows and stuff, unless you're just straight up buying them online, because Bandai won't print the cards!
Nope.
And scalpers suck. Yeah. When attacking, you may trash 2 cards from your hand after one of your characters with 0 power to the top or bottom of the owner's life cards face up. Trigger, everyone has 3 less life cards, play this card. So, knowing what's in this set, I see what they were doing here, and it is very powerful in what they were setting up. However, the reality is, most of the cool 0 stuff combo cards do not play with the Trigger Rush cards. Like, they're all Land of Wano stuff.
Yeah.
But you're actually separating them into like 2 distinct different play styles.
Yeah.
And so, because of that, this card loses most of its value.
Yeah, it just kind of seems like it's trying to do too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
But I'll give it a 2 because it's a vanilla stat with free roll trigger. So I'll give it a 2.
I'll give it a 2 for the same exact reason.
I would give it a 1 otherwise. I will give this a 4. It's a playable like stat line card, so it meets the thing of a samurai to me. And then also like Kawamatsu is the one who like takes care and like protects people. And like I like the idea of like especially Hiyori, which is like the main 0 target. Like he has to protect her, put her in life, and yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. So 4 for me.
Or
yeah,
so
for flavor. Yeah,
for flavor.
2 for me.
I mean, I don't like the art.
Sure, it's also a common though, so.
It's a common.
Do you want anime screenshot?
3.
Next up, Kanonjo, a 6K for 4-wit slash, one of the ones you absolutely play. And Trigger Rush, or just, I think you still just play this.
You play this.
In the kid version, if you play Fortress, and then you obviously play it in like Cat. On KO, if your opponent has 3 or less lives, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to your life cards. Trigger, if your opponent has 3 or less life cards, play this card. 6K beater.
6K beater.
You can have a 6K ready to attack on the board on 4 Dawn if you go second.
Yep.
Like,
with an on-KO ability. I mean, like, this card is free. This card is just an auto 4.
Yeah.
Honestly, in every single yellow deck, you're just gonna shove that card in.
Thank God, like, I'm so glad they remembered that, like, hey, we're gonna give yellow, like, really good free roll cards. But when they're characters, for the most part, we're gonna make sure they don't have trigger. So that if they want to play the 4 of, they're taking some gambles in the late game. So, like, thank God.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like, if it's like counter, I'd be super upset about this card. I actually think this card's like just fine. Annoying, but just fine. Yeah. So, or in terms of fairness, right? Yeah. In terms of power, I actually give this a 5.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the best 4 drops in the whole game.
Yeah. I think it's honestly, it's such a good 4 drop. I give it a 5 as well. And especially because if you think about like early Katakuri had a lot of like vanilla cards that they were using. This is like because they didn't have any other cards to use like in that spot. So this card like takes that spot easily, very easily. I mean, not like that spot was already gone in the last set, but like it's such a good card.
It's so generically yellow themed. It's like this card can be slotted into the future. Like Katakuri plays it with nothing to interact with it. Like it's just like this card's just good.
It's good.
I'll play it. So like, you know, like Egghead deck with Vegapunk could just play it. Future yellow leaders could just play it. We got Genbo 5K Vanilla Sky Island for 3. It's I give it a 1 all around because I don't know who this is and it doesn't have a relevant trait.
I give it a 1 all around because it does the rain slash thing.
Oh no! Bandai, fix your site.
Dude, honestly, doing these videos has just really shown and spotlighted that for me. But you know, wow, this art's so pretty.
I know. Kozuki Hiyori, a 0 power 2 drop with 2K. So good in the hand defensively. On play, add a card from the top or bottom of your life cards to your hand. Add up to 1 card from your hand to the top of your life cards. I've landed on this card is very fair. You pay 2 life for a card that's like near impossible to buff to relevancy. You know, unless you're just that far ahead or you're just like, oh, I put my opponent that far on the edge. They're putting 5 on this is good. And you're giving up one of your 2Ks. Well, that does mean obviously is you're usually playing like 3 to 4 of these, and it means you have more copies that once you do the first one, and if you do maybe one more, then you're keeping the other ones in hand, right? But I think they did a really good job at like a very powerful yellow 2K counter that is fair to play on board. Yeah. Like the fact that Strusen even has what little power he does sometimes feels too much.
Yeah.
For being also like a 2K and interaction piece, because this is essentially an interaction piece. Because you're gonna put a trigger on top.
Right.
So that's the way to think about it, right? Is that this is it's interaction stapled somewhere else.
Yeah. You're very like telegraphing that you're literally putting a trigger out there.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's how I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Like, because if you're not playing that card so that you can put a 2K from your hand into your life.
The good thing is like when they do it, like when they do it early game, it's almost always a character. It's like I'm gonna play Paraspare, I'll play Kanonjo, right?
Yeah.
Like I played it on 2 on my first turn.
Right.
Later in the games when it's dicey, it's like, is it a blocker?
Yeah.
Is it a kill trigger?
Yeah,
is it a life gain? Like what is it?
And that's cool skill expression, I think, for you.
Yes. I have given this a 4, not in retrospect to how good this card is, but how kind of like Perona.
Yeah.
They did a really good job not over pushing this card.
Yeah.
And so I'm giving it a 4 because they designed it to be a 4, not a 5.
I like this card. I'm giving it a 4 as well because it's one of those 2Ks that is like good utility UK.
Yeah.
2K. I mean, like it's just really good. The art is beautiful.
Flavor's a 4 for me. It's supporting everyone else, and while like in theory, like you're setting up your Akazaya to be able to like attack, like it feels very flavorful in that way that she like plays a support role.
Yeah. I might give it a 5 for flavor because I mean like you can set up like all of the Akazaya just to come and like help defend her.
Okay, so here's what I gotta check real quick. I'll give it a 5 if I check this. Does Orochi from set 1 have 1,000 power or 0 power? If she can't kill Orochi, it's a 4 for me. Because that's where I was at. And I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. It's 2,000 power. Yeah, so she kills Orochi, just natty skill. And so, spoiler alert, but I'm on a big spoiler alert before that comes up. So I can't give it a 5 because she should be having enough power to kill Orochi. Kozuki Momonosuke!
He's so cool.
There we go. This art is
so
clean.
sick.
Dude, like I hope they texture the dragon like
feel like
so
they,
much.
they must, right?
Oh my god.
The clouds too. Beautiful card. Beautiful card.
Too bad it's not the best one. 6,000 for 5 with blocker, which I think this card's really good. It's just contextually not the best.
Yeah.
On play, add to one of your Land of Wano type characters other than Kosuke and Momonosuke to top or bottom of the owner's life cards face up.
It does lock itself in its own subtype.
Yeah. So that's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Is it like, but you can set up the Akazaya. You can set up. You can play your Hiyori on 2, and then play Momonosuke, put Hiyori back in your life, so you have an extra life, and then the 2K goes back in the hand to be a 2K.
Yep.
Like, there's really cool interaction points with this. It's a 6K for 5, which, as we learned from blockers, has been super relevant, and it has enough value, in my opinion, giving you back a life.
Honestly, this feels like the 5/6 green blocker law, but for life.
I'm giving this a 4, not for, and I'm going to contextualize this asterisk, not for how good it is in the format, but how good I think this card just is outside of its type block. But the type it's in is one of the most supported types in the game.
Yeah.
And now has the crossover leader for its 2 colors.
Yeah. I'm gonna give this card a high 4, just because I think like, I just like it. I like that it's gonna be like I like that it's gonna be the yellow green law basically.
I think it's also like too fair for yellow. That's the other thing too. Like right,
it's not
like
broken enough.
Yeah, like it's not broken.
Yeah.
Like that's why it's not getting played, right? Because it's not broken enough.
It's not broken enough.
Like no offense, this is like I played a card and I skillfully set up a 2 across 1 or 2 turns to like get value and then put this back on my life and stuff like that, which is like what we just talked about, like yellow wants to free roll. Also, it doesn't have counter, so it's like you do have to play this card.
Maybe this is the game designer and developers' ways of like trying to be like, we're trying to intentionally set up yellow so that you do set these trap cards in your life, right?
Yes,
like,
and I would like that.
Maybe like,
but
I would say a little more with it
first.
If they started with that first, then that would have been great. But because
here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
Mama.
Except the yellow Big Mom leader is the most fair, I think, in my opinion.
Oh, the leader?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about the Tenjo Mama.
Yeah.
Flavor-wise, I give this like a 3. It's not really. It's just cool. It's not like, oh god. He just said his name the other night because Karis just got to the start of the raid, or is about to. She's in the flashback.
It's this one.
Yeah, I just say Hitetsu because I can't say the first part. 2K for 1,000 counter, just vanilla, but with trigger up to one of your Land of Wano type leaders characters. Gains 2,000 this turn. Here's the thing, right? I give this a 1, but if this was a 2K, that triggered, gave your thing 2,000 for the turn, I would give this a 3. That's how like close this thing is to being really good.
Yeah. If it was a 2K, God.
Yeah. Flavor, we don't really. He's still a mystery.
Yeah, he's
except for that he made swords.
I mean,
so like, I don't.
Guy.
I give him a 2.
Did we ever see his sword, like him actually pull out his sword?
No, I think that's like Return the Wado.
I like this specifically because we see like this Tengu sword, and like in Tengu mythology, they have like.
Oh yes, it's super cool.
It's cool. It's also,
he doesn't have enough character.
This is Kawamatsu status for me.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Like if he like could search like if there was equipment in the game, he searched some equipment, I'd be like 4.
Cool.
Denjiro is a 6K for 5 with slash. No counter, unfortunately, which is why I think he becomes unplayable in the set. Trigger has the free roll like all the other Akazaya 9 do here. Dawn 2, if your opponent has 3 or less life cards, this character cannot be KO'd by card effects, which I think is super cool. Yeah. I think it's just, the problem is there's too much bottom decking right now, and there's no counter.
Historically, cards like this haven't very much performed, right?
But remember that Yamato puts free Dawn around. Yeah. So like, turning this ability on is actually super easy in the deck. So I think the problem is that there's not, can't believe I'm saying this, there's not enough KO, and there's too much bottom deck. And there's no counter, so you can't just be like, oh, I can't play in this matchup, so I'll just counter with it. Because like you could free roll, it's another free roll 6K. Like that's still really good. Yeah. So I'm gonna give this a 5. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 3 because I think this card is actually like way better than it's represented in the meta right now.
I'm gonna give it a 2 because anytime historically when we've seen Dawn ×2 on like cards like this, it just hasn't done much. It just always, like you said, like it always gets bounced, it always gets killed, it always something happens to it. Lightning rods everything, and then it's just like it doesn't even feel like a good lightning rod because you equip 2 Dawn. At least with this one, you attack with it first, ideally, right? But like
if Yamato didn't exist, I'd give this a 2 because Yamato leader just throws 2 free. Oh my god, throws 2 free Dawn onto it. I'm giving it a 3. Okay. That's the only reason. Right. Flavor-wise,
I like it. It's a cool card.
I think it's a 4.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, he didn't die.
Yeah.
Like he did. Like it's like he didn't. You tried to kill him. He didn't die. It's Cat Viper 5,000 for 4 with slash, a 1K counter. There's the other one you do play. 2 Dawn on it. This character can also tag your opponent's active character. It's Frankie. But why do we play this one instead of Frankie? Even though Straw Hat's one of the most pushed types of all of One Piece. It's because you get free roll this with Trigger.
Yeah. Yeah, and remember what I said about Denjiro? This time, it's good.
This time, everything I just said, flip it, reverse it.
Yeah. This time, it's good because, I mean, like, you don't have to, like, I don't know, like, attacking active characters is too strong. It's very strong.
You can attack a blocker. Yeah. You can attack the threat they just played.
Yeah.
You can, like, also by doing that, like, you force them to do that before you attack with Yamato, and then you see their decision point and they just throw away too many cards. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna go for life now and just attack Yamato on life. Like, I think removal is better than attacking active by a large margin. Where I have to give this a 3, but it's a high 3. It's a high 3.
Do all the Akazaya 9 have slash? Do they all fail the buggy test?
Yeah, because they're samurai.
That's awesome.
For buggy!
For buggy! Stonks right up. Stonks way up.
We'll give this a flavor of a 4. I like that it's like Cat Viper like fights like more like he has like that like sumo fights like yes he's a samurai, but he fights like more of an animal. Like Dogstorm fights like a person. Yeah. And the Cat Viper is like, no, I don't care about the rules. And so like he's like, I'll attack your active character.
Dogstorm is like a European fencer. No, like he's like a knight. Is that what
he takes on this persona of like a Spanish knight almost.
Yeah, but he started as
or like
a samurai,
like a German duke. It's a he's
a duke. Yeah,
a German duke. Brahan. This dude looks sick.
He looks cool.
Don't remember him at all.
Yeah.
Range 4K for 3, 1K counter. Activate once per turn. Main, you may place one stage with a cost of 1 at the bottom of the owner's deck. Rest of one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. So, again, I don't think I don't think I explained the first time. What you're supposed to do is, if you remember, the upper yard is a Sky Island 1-drop stage that is the searcher for Sky Island that is the character. So you're supposed to place your Sky Island, search with it, and then bottom deck your Sky Island to get this effect. So what's or not Sky Island, your upper yard.
Yeah, upper yard. Yeah.
So what it's actually doing is like trying to give you extra value from your stage searcher. But what that really means is that you have to play a stage searcher, and you actually have to have the stage searcher for these cards not to be vanillas, because no one else is playing relevant targets. And like, whereas the first one we read is like this card, because it's also trying to like KO and stuff like that. This is a counter card. Like your best value for this card is you can get a stage and get a unit.
Yeah.
This one is like you don't even get the unit, you're resting, which is good, and you have to have your stage. Yes, you can free roll it if you have 2 or less life cards in play. I'm giving this a 1. I think this is just super awkward.
All these stage removal cards, like, I don't know. Maybe in the future it'll become relevant, right? Maybe we'll see them more and more. But even then, we're seeing stages like Noah. We're seeing stages like Birdcage, right, where they don't cost 1, and it's like they're the only relevant ones. So I don't know. Like I don't care about this card.
I also think it was a 1 on the flavor scale too, because the trigger is you having 2 or less life play this card, which means you want to play it with an L leader when this is a Shindayan warrior here to kill an L. Like that doesn't it doesn't make much sense to me. So I gave it a 1. This just seems not great.
I like him because he looks like a weird Angemon from Digimon. He has an Angemon with guns.
Angemon with a Glock.
He has the freaking gun pose. I don't know. He gets
those are flintlock pistols.
Yeah, that's
a
2.
So next we got Riso. Again, not playable. This is really disappointing coming off of the last 3-4 Riso being a draw card.
Yeah.
It was so good. Like, this is really disappointing to me.
When was our last Riso? Our last Riso was OP02?
I think there was like a vanilla one, the Yamato deck or something.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right.
Just fine. One you don't play.
Yeah.
So it's a 4,000 for 3 again, like set 1's Riso with slash, 1 counter. When attacking, you may trash 1 card from your hand. Rest of one of your opponent's Dawn cards. Free roll it for life. Yeah, this card is not great.
Not good.
It's a 1.
It's a 1.
There's just nothing like until you can until you can have like cheap attackable characters like this that rest 2 or more Dawn. For like, cause like the decks that care about like actively doing counter stuff is like Dofi, where it's like I'm playing like multiple like 1-drops, or I'm playing like actual real events counter, right? And the 1 just like almost doesn't do it. Like 1 can fuck up like when you only have 2 up, right? And you're trying to punk Gibson, right? But like it's like Whitebeard, where it's like, oh, I have like 3 or 4 up because I'm playing like multiple 1-drops. It's like, bro, okay, I rested 1 in the matchup I care about it. Like, cool. Maybe I'm asking too much, but it's just like right now. Any of these cards just never feel good to me. So I'm gonna give it a 1.
I give it a 1 also. In terms of flavor, I think I give it a 3 to 4.
I give it a 3. It's kind of ninja-like. It has triggers when it appears, and then it messes with your opponent's attacks.
He trashes 1 card from hand, so I'm assuming he's using a scroll or something.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Give it a 3.
Sure. Rocky.
Hello.
I don't know who you are, but I would like to know.
She can Rocky my body.
Oh man. Oh.
1,000 for 1 ranged 1k counter. If you have Shindayan warrior type character other than Rocky, this character gains blocker. This is a 1. It says you have to have a Shindayan warrior character, right? So if it said you have to control a Shindayan warrior card, and then they made a Shindayan warrior leader, I'd be like, cool, it's a chump blocker, so I'll give it a 2 like I do all the other chump blockers. It's not even that.
It's trying to be like Toki.
It's just not. It's not anywhere near Toki, and the fact that like. Reasonably, are we really going to get more Shindayan warrior cards? And if we do, are they really going to be that good? Because right now, they're not great, and their best one just got banned. Yeah. So, like, the best card in this subtype just got banned.
Yeah, this feels like a Kung Fu Jugong sort of like situation. Yeah, except for like, when the Kung Fu Jugongs like buff each other, she doesn't buff herself.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Or when you're playing the 6-color Luffy pre-release, Luffy counts as Kung Fu Jugong, so playing 1 Kung Fu Jugong counts as blocker.
How does he count as Shindayan warrior?
But he's not a character. The Dugon, I will bring up and show you all. Unlike this card, if they wanted to make this card good, they would have printed it like Kung Fu Jugon and said, if you have a other than this character then gains blocker. Because it's about control, and the 6-color Luffy counts as every name.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Jugon.
So the wording should have been,
which was great for sealed battle. That was such a good interaction.
So good. Yeah. So the wording should have been, if you have a Shindayan warrior other than this character.
And we're getting a sealed battle for this set, and it won't work.
I know.
Maybe they saw that and for the set 4, they're like, can't do that again.
One of the game devs
Someone said
rocked.
no fun.
Yeah. One of the game devs absolutely got rocked and pre-released by Kung Fu Jugon. Like, never again. I'm pushing my agenda. That's how it happened. I know it.
Flavor, I give it a 3 because it's hot.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Wiper. So in theory, this should be the best Shindayan warrior, right? Yeah. 7k for 5 with ranged. On play, you may place 1 stage with a cost of 1. Again, the best card of the deck is still conditional. Look at, or like, the title character at least, right?
Yeah.
Look at 5 cards on the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 upper yard or Shindayan warrior type card, add it to your hand. Then puts the rest of the bottom. So you get rid of your searcher stage to search another card. It doesn't have counter. It's a 5/7. This is the title character of the group.
Yeah.
It's just like, this just tells you and like just completely forecast how bad. This is a 1. I can't even give this card a 2 for being a searcher with like a body. Yeah. Like, this is a 1.
It's a 1. And flavor-wise, I think you know what?
I think flavor. I'm on 3.
I'm on 3. For the Shindayan Warriors, I like that all of them are ranged. Actually, if you notice, all of them are ranged. Azukai at 9, they're all slash. That's kind of cool. I like that a lot.
They use all the cannons.
And they all use the swords. It's crazy. You know, like we haven't had a strike character in a bit. But
excuse me, Oars was a strike character. Thank you.
That was in black.
You didn't say yellow. You said we have a strike character.
Oh, sorry. Well, I mean, like in yellow.
What? It's a bit. Is it the set? Is it the color? I don't know.
I mean, like for in a bit. Like we've been at this for a little bit. This is what happens when you shoot multiple videos in a day, folks. Anyway.
No. He's just got. I gotta break him in more. You're the one who should disappear. The only other Sky Island card that's good, except for the one that's banned, and it's not even Shindayan Warrior. Counter 0. They finally have their 0. You may trash one card from your hand up to one of your leaders of character gets 3,000. Trigger: if you have 0 life cards, you may add 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life, and trash 1 card from your hand. So you get a free NL effect if you free roll this as the last one. I see not enough people playing this in Cat. Like it's like you have so many things you want to convert anyway at times in that deck because how clogged it is.
Yeah.
And Cat, it's like this is as good as putting a Beige on the bottom.
And like honestly, this is very good even in hand with Cat because you're gonna have so many 7-cost moms that are clogging up your board, like your hand and everything. Like you're gonna want to like. This is a gum gavel. This is a good, you know, like all that stuff.
And especially right because like 9 times out of 10, they're like, if you put the card to bottom like Cat, right? The first like 2 thoughts is like it's either a blocker or it's a Beige. And I gotta play around the worst thing, which is the Beige interaction, right? So then they like do 1 less attack. Like I'm just gonna go for this. Like if they can't split multiple attacks, they can split it up. They have enough already. It doesn't really matter, right? Yeah. But also this can maybe give you a free blocker or a Beige afterwards. So maybe it does matter. But typically it's like if they can't do that, they're just gonna go all in on the one to make sure the one hits to put you to 0. Because I'm gonna waste his Beige because I'm not gonna attack anyone. I'm gonna make him use it, and then I already used my good attack, so I'm fine. And then you just get in our life, and it's like, oh, now the game is sideways.
Yeah. I mean, and imagine this with Amaru.
Brother.
Just think about it.
Also, now NL has 8 perfect last cards. Like, it has 4 Amaru and then 4 of this.
Absolute cockroaching, dude. Absolute
cockroach behavior.
Absolute
I give this card a 4. I think it's one of the best zeros.
Yeah.
If not the best.
I give it a 4 as well. I think it's currently, I think it's like undervalued in terms of like everybody. I think it's one of the most, this is a sleeper.
Here's the thing I don't like. I don't like that this is like, the trigger is like Enel's ability.
Yeah.
When this is everyone else doing something to Enel. So I actually give this a flavor fail. This is an absolute flavor fail to me because of that. This is a 1.
Yeah. I have, again, it's a manga art. I have no opinion. I think maybe the red and the white and the yellow is a little bit ugly.
I mean, you know what? I'll give it a 2 because it has some of the best Robin art. So.
Banned card.
I'm not even gonna grade this. This is a 5.
It's a 5.
We don't talk about it.
Yeah.
This was one of the best cards printed in the set. For the time this card isn't banned, if you're playing yellow, you should play 2 to 3 copies of this card.
Yeah.
While it's legal, play it. The second it's not legal, so there's not really too much to go into. The Arc Maximum, your other target you have within Sky Island. Your new one. Activate me. Once per turn, you may rest this card and one of your Enel cards. KO all of your opponent's 2-cost characters for less. What is this law slander, dude? Gregory Law becomes like tier 1, and then Enel plays like 2 copies of
And it
this.
wants to shit on Zoro even more.
Oh, wait, this does shit on Zoro.
Even more.
Dude. Oh, dude, cockroaching on its
Dude, I hate this.
I think this might... Yo, I'll be real. I think this card might be a 3.
I think it's a 3.
I think it's a 3 asterisk, and it's like format dependent, but like...
The thing is,
when it's format dependent, it's amazing.
It doesn't need to be a 3 because it already shits on Zoro. Like, it already shits on on a bunch of,
Yeah, but is it worth playing it just to, that's what I'm saying. Like,
exactly. That's
it's not worth playing right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Like, giving it a 3 is generous because I don't think it's worth playing.
I was going back to our Shark Bullets argument we had where we were on like 2 and 3 already. Whereas I think, like, that's less conditional.
Right.
You can just play that now. And it's like, I think there's better cards to play, but you're getting good value out of it. This card is like, you're losing value in most matchups if you play this card.
Yeah.
And it's not worth the butt. Yeah. This card's crazy good.
Dude, imagine some sort of like weird Kamakiri brew where like, because they get shit on by Zoro, they play this card and they play 7-cost Enel. And then like,
also remembering, like against like Zoro and Law, you don't want to attack life, right? So it's like you don't care if you rest your leader because you really don't want to attack them anyway right now, probably. Like, oh my god.
It's not bad.
It's good.
It's really
very
good.
I give this a 4 on flavor too. This was like the Doom Machine.
Yeah.
Slash like.
It did kill all the weak Straw Hats.
It got him to the moon. And at the end of the day, he got to the moon.
He did it.
So
he completed his job.
All right, everyone. That is it for our OP06 release. The yellow was the last one we had. If you want to go see the other colors and our opinions on those, go check them out. We have a pre-release guide also for how to win your OP06 pre-release up on the channel. And make sure to subscribe for future videos. Luke, anything else?
I hope this like was helpful for y'all. I mean, honestly, like it was really fun for us.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah.
We had too good of a time where we recorded these way longer than we thought.
Yeah.
It might also be like really bad for engagement because maybe you guys just want quicker, give us the grade, give us like the Carfax, you know? But I think this is like so much more fun, especially with like how many cards get put, how much time, even for the bad cards, like people take time to go through and design all these cards. And I think like giving them some respect of like thought and the time put into it to take some time out of ours to really engage with them is a worthwhile endeavor.
Yeah, maybe they're not seeing play, but they are seeing talk, so that's good for us.
Yeah, you know, we get the chatter up. But let us know how much you love or hate these yellow cards, because let's be real. This is going to be the most polarizing color, with the exception of Gecko Moria in black. Like, this is going to be the most polarizing one.
Yeah.
So,
now that we've lost the last thing to hate, now we have to like jump on the next thing to hate. This is the way of One Piece. We all hated on Zoro. We all hated on Whitebeard. We all hated on Sakazuki. We all hated on Yellow. It's just happening. It just happens.
It's all a cycle.
It's card games, man.
Yeah.
But hopefully these sets of videos were like really helpful. I hope that you guys had fun going through it, watching it, and well. Let us know if you want more of that.
I mean, we're doing it. It's just we're doing it differently.
Really, it's not for you. It's for us.
It's for us. It's for us. Later, guys.
Bye.